What is going on, guys? RonMan back again, and today we're taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was developed by Konami and published by Konami under Ultra for the NES in 1989. It's primarily a side-scrolling action platformer, though there are some top-down sections as well. Now, this game really doesn't need any introduction. It's pretty notorious. If you think this game sucks, well, you're not wrong. This game has a lot of issues that can turn gamers off, but TMNT also has a lot of strengths. To start things off, I think the music is great, even though it's not from the show. I also think the graphics are well done, despite all the flicker. But everything looks like how I think it should on the NES. A lot of what you'd see in the cartoon is here as well, such as Bebop, Rocksteady, April, Splinter, Shredder, Mousers, and the Technodrome. I do feel like the TMNT universe is well represented here. So what is the problem with this game? Now, I'm going to go through everything in a little more detail, but in a nutshell, TMNT is way too rough around the edges and a little too rigid. Ultimately, this makes the game too difficult for the wrong reasons. As soon as you start the game, you can press start for the sub-menu. You can swap between each turtle at any point in time, and they each wield their respective weapon and have their own life bar. Probably one of the first things you'll notice is that it's very easy to die. As you can imagine, this makes the game really frustrating. Oftentimes, there are enemies everywhere, and this is made worse when they respawn, which happens all the time. Getting hit can cause significant damage depending on the enemy. You also don't seem to have many iframes, so if you get surrounded, you may be done for. There's also some platforming sections that seem impossible. The jump mechanic, which I'll explain in a little bit, takes a bit of getting used to. So couple silly platforming with respawning enemies, and there's a chance that at some point, you'll want to smash your controller. There are sub-weapons, and they all seem to be pretty useful, though I find it annoying that when you pick one up, it's automatically assigned. Sometimes enemies drop them, and if you're surrounded by them, you could pick it up without even knowing it, and now your sub-weapon is equipped and you're not ready for it. This can cause problems. Really frustrating problems. If you get close to dying, it's wise to change to a different turtle who has more health. If you die, that turtle is considered captured, and you'll need to restart from the beginning of the level with your remaining turtles and whatever health they still have. If you lose all your turtles, it's game over, though you do have 3 continues. Instead of 1-ups, it's possible that you'll come across your captured comrades and return them to your party. When you beat a stage, you continue on to the next, with the same life and remaining turtles. Ugh. Now, I can understand not giving me back my captured turtles, but why can't you just refill my health? Now, these problems are exacerbated by the level design. Most of the stages are somewhat open world, meaning that there are many buildings and sewers you can choose to explore. You do need to make it to a particular place in order to beat the stage and move on, but as a casual player, you're not going to know where this is. You're more likely to end up wandering around aimlessly while getting your ass handed to you. Another issue are the controls. Now, I think they're good, but it takes a lot of time and understanding of how this game works, which brings me to the rigidity. You need to play how this game wants you to, and if you don't, you will be punished. There are very specific ways to handle each situation. It also doesn't help that the turtles each play a little differently and are not well balanced. Donatello is by far the best turtle here. He's the strongest and has the best range. Leo, Mike, and Raph unfortunately kinda suck. This game also has a hidden mechanic. When you're at 50% health or below, each turtle will get a boost in damage output, but not Raph. I'm not really too sure why this is. So you're gonna want to use Don primarily. If you lose him, good fucking luck. I only use the other turtles as damage sponges for certain sections where I'm likely to get hurt a lot, like the dam. So with all those things considered, it's no surprise that gamers don't look fondly over this title. But if you fight through the growing pains enough to get good at this game, it becomes a lot of fun. Nailing certain jumps and destroying your enemies without taking too much damage can be immensely satisfying, and trust me, it is possible. Once you're good at this game, most of the frustrations from playing this casually are removed, and as a result, you're left with a pretty solid TMNT game. Now, I'm no expert, but before I wrap up, I'll share just a few tips that might help you on your playthrough. Number 1, the jump mechanics. You have 3 types of jumps. If you just tap A, you'll do a small jump. If you press and hold A for about a second, you'll do a medium jump. And finally, pressing and holding A throughout your whole jump will give you a large jump. These jumps are all used in different places. For example, in the sewer on stage 3, a small jump is perfect for jumping these gaps. Number 2, pizzas respawn if you exit the building or sewer. There are a few places where the pizza is not far from the entrance, so you might want to take advantage and heal up all your turtles. And number 3, Don is objectively the best, so you'll really want to keep him alive for as long as possible. Alright guys, there's some good and there's some bad, but overall, I give TMNT for the NES a 7 out of 10. I did a video recently of some, bad NES games that I like, and this game was on the list. Now when I did the video, which was only just a few weeks ago, I had never beat this game. But during my playthrough for my review, I did manage to beat the game. So like I said, if you just stick with it and you pay attention to how the game works, or maybe you look up some guides, it is possible to get good at this game, and honestly, those frustrations kind of go away. So what do you guys think of this game? Do you think this game sucks shit? Do you think it's pretty good? Have you beat it? Tell me about that in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.